Hello, my name is Jonathan. I'm going to be the host of Diabetes Station. First of all, let's get this disclaimer out the way. I am not a doctor. I do not play a doctor on this channel. Any advice that I give you or anything that I show you may not help you reverse your diabetes at all. So let's get that out the way. And now that we have that out the way, let's talk about how I went on my journey, and you're going to take you on that journey with me of how I reversed my diabetes in a little over 90 days. People, it can be done. You just have to have three things that I think that you must have to reverse your diabetes. And number one is motivation. You have to be motivated. You have to want to get rid of the diabetes, to reverse it, so you can go back to living a kind of semi-normal life. You'll never have a normal life because you will always have to watch your blood sugar, watch what you eat. But if you're motivated, you can get it done. Believe me, it can be done. I'm right in front of you and I have done it. And I'm going to take you on that journey and show you how I done it. The second thing I think that is very important that you must have, and I think that's willpower. You have to have the willpower to be able to change your life, to be able to change the foods that you're used to eating and go on a strict diet. I went on a keto diet, which is low in carbs, high in fat. I went on that diet and it done wonders for me. I was at 220 pounds when I was diagnosed with diabetes in January of this year, January 5th, and I lost over 30 pounds. I came down to 185 and currently I'm around 190, you know what I mean? Because I'm just starting to get back into eating certain things that I didn't have for a while. I started eating certain things that are probably shouldn't have it, but I do eat it because you can have certain things, but you have to do it in moderation. You can't do it all the time. And the third thing I think is you must have is hope. Without hope, you don't win the battle of anything in this life. You've got to have hope. You've got to believe that you can reverse this diabetes or any other condition that you have. You have to have a strong faith in God and hope. And if you have those two things, you can reverse the diabetes or anything else that you're going through in life. You can get through that stage of your life if you have hope. Like I said, diabetes is a very deadly disease, a very progressive disease that if you don't treat it, it's only going to get worse. The medication that the doctors have you taking, whatever that is, a pill, metformin, or if you're taking insulin or Besigar or all the different type of medicines out there that you guys are taking, it's not good for you on the long run. It's not going to help you with your diabetes. That diabetes is an insulin resistant problem. That's what diabetes is. Your body has too much insulin in your body. That's all it is. You know what I mean? So once you learn that and once you figure how to combine that and go on your journey of how I'm going to change my diet, change my lifestyle, change what I eat. You know what I mean? Eliminate the sugar. Not saying that you can't have any sugar, but you try to get little sugar as possible. On my journey, as I'm about to tell you about now, January the 4th of this year, 2022, I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2. When I start feeling bad in December, right after the Christmas holiday, I start really feeling bad. I wasn't feeling well. Mouth was dry. Urinating a lot, you know what I mean? I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't want to believe it. You know how sometimes in your mind when you know something is going on, but you don't want to believe it? And a lot of us as Afro-American or just any race or people, we're sometimes scared to go to the doctor. People, don't be afraid to go to the doctor. The doctor sometimes will give you good advice. They're there to help you. That's why they went to school. They're in that profession. So don't be scared to go to the doctor. If you feel as though something is wrong, please go check out your physician. That's one advice that I can give you. Please do that. Please, please, at the bottom of my heart, just go see your doctor if you don't feel well at all. Like I said, January 4th, I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2. I was in the hospital for 5 days, and during that time, my blood sugar was at 603. That's telling me how I got to the 603 because I was eating different types of food. I'm a big snack guy, so I love to snack. When I get off work at night, I would love to snack, maybe have some cookies, some ice cream, potato chips, the typical things that we as Americans like to snack on that's in the snack aisle of our local supermarket or our local store that we go to frequently to buy grocery and food or those things that we need to survive in this world. So let me tell you how I got to that 603 number. I went to work and I wasn't feeling well on January 3rd. I wasn't feeling well at all. You know, I had some headache, same thing, the urination, the dry mouth. So I said, you know what? If I don't feel better about tomorrow, I'm going to get this checked out. So I went home, drank tons of water, still could not get that dry mouth out. I still felt like like I was in a desert, someone put sand in my mouth. You know what I mean? And urinating a lot, didn't sleep well. So I got up the next day and my vision was blurred. That's when I knew something major was going on with me. In all God grace, I don't know how I made it to work because I'm 30 minutes away from work. I go down a major interstate of Highway 95. And I got to work. I didn't feel well, so I went to my supervisor and told him that I didn't feel well. I wanted to get checked out. So I went to a care port that we have at my job, and I went up there to get checked out. And they did a local exam on me. They checked me out, you know what I mean? And I told them, I just wasn't feeling well. My mouth was dry, vision was blurred. So the lady said, do diabetes run in your family? I said, yes. She said, hold on for a second. Let's give you a test to see what your blood sugar is. She tested my blood sugar, and Lord behold it was 603. Man, am I lucky to be here today. Like I said, my vision was blurred, urinating a lot, mouth dry. She told me it was 603. She said, you need to go to the hospital. So I said, you were absolutely right. Take me to the hospital. So they took me to the local hospital, an ambulance took me over there, and I was in the hospital for currently 5 days. I was in the hospital for. And at the time while I was in the hospital, they had me on a insulin drip, giving me different types of medication to try to get my sugar to drop down. But when I was in ER, I discovered something that later on, as you start watching the episodes, we're going to go back to this. They didn't allow me to have any type of food for 24 hours, until they got me a room. I was in the ER. Only thing they gave me was water. And I was saying to myself, like, why? You know what I mean? I'm hungry. It's like 10 hours in. They're still waiting to find a bed for me. I'm in the ER and I'm wondering why these guys are not giving me any food. And I'm kind of like losing it. Like I'm going crazy. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? So finally they found me a room and, they wheeled me up to my room, put me in a room, and still 2 or 3 hours went by. I'm asking the nurse, when can I eat? They were like, no, you can't eat. This is currently the next day. I got to the ER at currently 4 o'clock the day before, 4 p.m. in the afternoon the day before. This is now the next day. They got me in a room and it's like 5 o'clock almost in the evening and I still haven't eaten. So they finally called downstairs. They talked to the doctor. The doctor said, okay, we can put him on a low carb diet and he can, get something to eat. So they gave me a menu. I looked at the menu and I'm noticing there's regular food on this menu. So I asked the nurse, okay, I can order anything on this menu. She said, yes, you can order anything on this menu that you want. Okay. She said, but it'll be smaller portions, not a problem. You can eat that food. I said, okay. Like I said, in the later episodes, we're going to get to the food that they feed you in the hospital, people, because it's no good for you. But we're going to touch on that a little later on, and maybe one of my next episodes, we're going to touch on that. Like I said, this channel is going to be about helping you with your diabetes. You know what I mean? Helping you get to a point where you can reverse your diabetes. It may take you longer than 90 days to reverse your diabetes. Everybody's condition is different. Everybody goes about it differently. It may not work for you in 90 days. Some people I've known have done it less than 90 days. So it can be done. You know what I mean? It's just that you have to do it in your time frame. And like I said, the 3 things that I think are very, very important that you must have. You must have motivation, you must have willpower, and you must have hope. And if you have those 3 things, I think there's nothing in this world that you can't reverse or beat and just change your life. And the fourth thing I think it is, you have to change your diet. And if you don't change your diet, you're never going to reverse your diabetes. You can't currently go back to eating the foods that you're used to eating. The rice, the gravy, the pasta. I'm going to show you different types of pasta that I eat currently in the day that I think works for me, and it may work for you, and it may not work for you. But there's chickpea pasta out there. Like I said, there's several different types of pastas out there that you can have. And if you're a big snack person, I'm going to show you some snacks that I currently eat today that are good for you and I think can help you out a lot with your diabetes, especially if you're like a person that likes to snack. I still like to snack currently today, but I just do it a little bit more on an educational way where I do things that I know is more healthy for me. And I do not drink any soft drinks, any type of juices, any type of thing of that nature, I do not indulge in at all. The last time I had a soda or a soft drink or any type of juice was in the right after the Christmas holiday in December. Since then, I haven't had any type of soft drink or juice, and this is in June. So we're currently almost at 6 months and some days that I've not consumed anything. Only thing that I do drink is natural water, which is right here. I drink nothing but water. With every meal, I have water. That's it. Now, as I'm gonna show you a snack that I indulge in quite frequently. I have it sometimes with tuna fish. It's like a tortilla chip, and that chip, that is right here. If you guys can see that. They may sell it at a local supermarket in the area. Giant has it if you live in the East Coast, or Whole Foods, or some Sam Clubs have it. You know, is it placed in your area? You have a Snipes, they have it. But the most important thing about this is, if you look at this real close, see what it says? It's grain-free, which means it's not going to spike your blood sugar. I've done numerous times, I've eaten this meal right here, this snack. I've had that, and I've checked my blood sugar after that, and it didn't spike it one bit. I've started off at a 92, my blood sugar, and I've had maybe 15 to 16 of these tortilla chips with some tuna fish. I waited an hour and a half afterwards, and I was at a 96. So that works for me. Like I said, it might not work for you, but hopefully it will. So like I said, go to your local supermarket in the area, and if you can find this right here, please try this. It's grain-free, and it's a really good chip. You know what I mean? I get the sea salt. It comes in the cheddar base 1, 2. You get the one that you like the best. And it's a great snack. You can have this with some juice or avocado dip or something of that nature that's really good for you if you're a diabetic. I'm telling you, it does wonders for me, and that's what I consume a lot when I want to snack. I'm going to show you the rice that I eat, and next episode, I'm going to show you some different type of cookies that I have that are good for you. Also, grain-free, because grain-free is the key. Because without the grain, you're not going to get your blood sugar spike. Average cookies today, if you eat like an Oreo or a cookie like that, vanilla wafer type cookie with the sugar, it's going to spike your blood sugar. I guarantee you it's going to do that. And I'm quite sure if you're a diabetic and you out there, you know that it's going to spike your blood sugar. So we're going to get into that into the next episode as well. We're going to get in depth about some other things with diabetes, you know, that can come up and arouse if you don't treat your diabetes right. We're going to get into that also on the next episode. So I want to thank you people for coming out, watching the video. And this, like I said, this is a new channel, the Diabetes Station. I would like for you to subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, I'd like you to give the video a like. If anybody in your family you know have diabetes, please tell them to watch this station. It's going to be very informative. A lot of information that I'm going to give out to you that I discovered on my journey of having diabetes. Now my diabetes is reversed. I am currently on no medications at all. My doctors took me off of every medication that I was on. I was taking 14 units of Besigar. I'm no longer on that. So until the next time that we talk and we get in a little bit more in depth about the diabetes, I want to thank you again for coming out, watching this video. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and until next time, God bless. Peace.